Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Scrap Mechanics. So I'm alone today. Bird fucked up his computer somehow, updating Windows 10, and apparently AMD doesn't have a whole lot of drivers, and his graphics and his processor are freaking out, and it's bad. I'm trying to figure out what the hell this thing is. I have no idea. Okay, so what are we gonna do today? I honestly have no idea. This is not a good remix to start on, by the way. So you may be wondering what the hell's up with my my inventory in Scrap Mechanic right now. I've actually got a ton of mods installed. Before this episode, I went out of my way specifically to install every mod that people have told me to install, or mainly, I've installed, I've installed MJM, Grego, and Durf. And I wanted to see what they all did. Honestly, a lot of this stuff doesn't look like things that I'm gonna mess with, really. Like, a little bit, yeah. But most of it, probably not. Some of it looks really cool, like this motorcycle seat definitely has potential. Spaceship block, insulation block, indestructible block. And then we've also got like all these random things. Now, I don't know what to build. I mean, we got the WanderTrap. I could actually bring out the WanderTrap and we could finish it off. Or let's build the WanderTrap. I mean, honestly, I just dolled this thing up specifically for the thumbnail and almost nothing more. It's ugly and it's not great, and it doesn't look fully like a claptrap either, which is definitely a problem. So let's think about maybe fixing this. Let's see, because part of it is like we've got like the Grego stuff. We've got all these. I really wish he had used a generic color instead of orange because they don't paint well. Well, let's actually pull out the paint tool and see if I can get it to match color-wise. Oh, maybe I can. Maybe I just saved it wrong. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, this sucker was I did the video where I originally built the base for the thing, and I'm like, it's totally a claptrap. Let's just name it that and go from there. However, I think this is better at its default coloring. I don't know, it doesn't quite match and it's a bit annoying. I guess what I could do is we have these lightweight flat blocks. Do they match? No, they probably don't. Yeah, they don't match. Ugh. I hate that. I hate that so much. But they don't match. I don't know. Anyway, oh, interesting. Some stuff went missing. Didn't I have stuff behind here? I did, and that's a little worrisome. Oh, I had the two engines. What the hell have I done here? Whatever. Okay. Wow. OC Remix, you are not working with me here. So yeah, let's cut the arms off. They're not. Jesus Christ, this is terrible. Okay, so let's work on Claptrap today. I've got a lot of things that I can roll with. However, I will warn you guys, some of these more decorative things are definitely gonna require Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I can't deal with this. Who the hell does this? No. It's Zone of the Enters? Really? Oh, that's such a good song that they've totally just ruined. For that Alright. So we fixed that. Let's go back to fixing Claptrap here. You know, I'm actually gonna need a picture for this. So we're gonna go for the whole setup, I think. So here's the thing about Claptrap. I need to cut some bits off. Okay. That's probably the best picture I can pull from. Perfect. It's not going to be like one-for-one Claptrap, obviously, That's going to be really hard to do. Like, really hard to do. But I'm going to make an honest effort to kind of get it to work. So for starters, we've got these ramps on the side. We don't want them there. They're not what we're going for. The problem is we've got all of these wooden blocks here, and I have half a mind to just cut them all off and stuff and like reorient a lot of these things, save for the sensors, to lower areas. Like, actually, I'm looking at it now. Okay, you know what? We're gonna save this as WanderTrap Prague. Okay, so we're just gonna save it as WanderTrap Prague, and we're probably gonna have to redo a whole lot of things. But at the same time, I feel kind of like it's worth it in order to make, you know, an actually pretty good replica claptrap. And yeah, if a number of you were hoping that I would show like the entire progress for this thing, you know, before I threw all these like ramp blocks on to pretty it up, I'm sorry. I was just rushing to actually get a good thumbnail of this because I didn't have one. Okay. So my bet is these are no bearings connected. Huh. Got a bunch of spare controllers here. Realistically, what I want to do is actually cut off the entirety of the suspension glitch system here. And the wheel system. Like, honestly, we're going to destroy this entire thing and remake it so it looks a little bit more claptrappy, and we're actually, like, utilizing the fullest extent that we can. Because, like, currently we've got this whole, like, internal setup. It's huge, but there's nothing in there. And I feel like we can make it look like claptrap fairly easily. With, like, next to no effort. I just have to do it right. Unfortunately, it means I'm gonna have to set up the whole balance system. And, you know, it might also be worth, seeing if I can do that super suspension glitch. So we can do that super suspension glitch. So we can, oh, what am I even thinking? It wasn't even a suspension glitch. It was like that weird no-fall thing. It did make the server crash pretty hard the last couple times we used it, but I don't know. I get the feeling maybe we'll be able to get it to work right. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna just slap down blocks. What we're gonna want to do is probably replace most of the interiors of this thing with these blocks, mainly because wooden blocks don't quite match. They look nice, but they don't really look like what we're doing here. I feel like I'm turning into John Bain here. Whatever. Okay. So we're gonna replace the interiors. Then I think we're going to figure out how to fit the driving setup inside. I've got a couple of modded driving seats to pull from, which should be actually kind of a nice little boon. Because they're smaller. And, like, the one worry is this will become defunct if if, you know, the game updates, or as the game updates. But I guess that's just something I'm gonna have to deal with. So we've got that. So, honestly, what we probably want to do first is cut a hole in the back. I mean, let's replace the back first. Then we'll cut a hole in it. I'll leave a lot of the interiors wood. I guess I don't need to. It's probably best that I replace everything. I'll slowly flip out all the blocks and whatever. Oh yeah, we've got the turning suspension glitches and stuff. Right, this was all on the top side and stuff. Oh, that's okay. I mean, again, look at this. We have a huge amount of space. So we can, I mean, we got a lot I can work with. But let's flip out these blocks. Yeah, so if these mods ever become defunct and don't work anymore, sadly this build might become kind of defunct. But at the same time, I think it's kind of worth it. You know, I'd rather make it work right, look right, and so on and so forth. And then if it ever fails, and people really want me to go back to it, you know, I can and will and stuff. Let's see. Just trying to think about what to talk about. I'm not used to playing this game alone. A lot of you guys will actually show up and ask me, you know, hey, Wander, can we play together? Or, you know, at the end of streams, they'll be like, Wander, play Scrap Mechanic. And I'm like, I really want to play alone. Just because I'm not used to it. I'm not... it's not my thing. Like, okay, I play alone, like, all the time. I'm not gonna... deny that charge. But at the same time, like, it's easier for me to play this game and a lot of games multiplayer. And not to mention, Bird and I have been playing the shit out of this game for ages. And so, like, the concept of playing this alone is always kind of a little weird for me. Because, like, what do I say? What do I do? I don't know. And it's a bit buggering. Okay, so the one problem I'm seeing here is we've got a big white stripe across Claptrap. I'd add the reference to the screen, but that would take effort, and I don't feel like it right now. So we've got, like, this. Oh, that's a wedge corner. We got blocks like these. Yeah, if I wanted to have the Claptrap wedge, it's not a bad idea. Ooh. You know, I bet I can get this to work. Okay, so we're just gonna cut every ramp off this thing. Yeah, because we want to have the kind of, I'm gonna say, the signature white stripe on the Claptrap. And I like these big long ramp blocks from Grego. They're pretty good, but they don't quite work for what I'm going for here. So we are going to cut everything off and work from scratch. I mean, we've reduced this thing to its barest of bones. Let's see, do we have a plain block? Okay, there we go. Question. If I paint this orange, does it match? It does. Okay, cool. So we actually have a plain block that we can work with that'll match. Oh, it can't be clicked and dragged, though. Oh, that's a bit rough. No, we'll just go with this. Yeah, because I don't want to have to cut them off like that. That's gonna be a giant pain in the butt. My one worry is because of these 3 blocks, it might make Claptrap really freaking top-heavy looking. Oh, this is a conundrum. Do we have a... We probably have, like, a... let's see, that was a 1x8. We have a 1x4. Let's try the 1x4 instead. Because, yeah, this 1x3 is just a little bit too steep for me. So if we do something like this... Yeah, that'll probably work better. Wow, but there's no corner blocks. This is an issue. So, So, what I want to do, and I might have to do, is something like this. So if we go back to this, this fits here, and then if we go to this... Give me a second. Takes forever to rotate these. Like, we can make kind of the proper Claptrap shape that way. In fact, that's pretty close. The problem is it might be a little bit top-heavy. How heavy are these blocks? They're lightweight. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just suffer the indignity of it and make it work, because I would actually like my Claptrap to fit the basic shape and coloration of Claptrap as best as possible. And if that ends up impeding functionality, I guess so be it. Yeah, these 1x8 blocks are great. It'd be really nice if there was a It'd be really nice if there's a way to scale them differently, like scale parts. Like, that'd actually be super sweet across the board. Okay, we gotta stick this thing back on a lift. So this might be a bit of an endeavor here. Should be okay. But I don't know. Okay. So we're gonna do 3 and then 3. I'm just gonna put the backboard on this thing. Oops, 1 too high. And then I'll cut it open later. And what I'll probably do is just cut the back off and have the back rotate down using a controller. And that way, you know, I can get in the seat and stuff and have like a transformy claptrap type thing. I'm also gonna let's just paint the entire thing orange for the time being. We'll fit the proper coloration in later once we've got the base body done. Is it okay? There we go. Also want to see, does that match? Oh, that matches pretty much perfectly, actually. Okay, well that's good. I think it's symmetrical. It's got 1, 2, 3 in the middle. Yeah, it's symmetrical. It's a slightly bigger opening on the front and the back, but that's more or less how Claptrap is. Okay. This is, I don't know, I actually really like doing cosmetic builds. They're fun. I kind of wish I did them more. Like, I actually really enjoyed working on the space train with Bird. It was very amusing to just sit down and make something, you know, aesthetically pleasing. Even if the functionality was not quite there. The rotation on this block is a bit weird. Okay. Yeah, it just keeps going up. It's gonna be one top-heavy ass claptrap. It might be too much. Like, the problem with this is, like, well, I could probably... Yeah, that is one fat trap. Okay, let's nix this. We'll go back to the 1x8s. These 1x3s are nice, for like customization, but I'd rather have it fit the proper shape than I'd rather have it fit the proper shape than be totally properly colored. Be really nice if there was like almost you could paint textures on top of things using the paint tool, like just a rectangle across or something. I don't know. That'd be really hard to do, and I can't imagine anybody's ever going to do it. But, I mean, honestly, the only thing we lose from this is the white line from Claptrap, and we don't need that. Okay, so we're back to square one. We're back to square where we were before we started cutting shit off this thing. But still, okay. Let's go with that. Okay, question. Ugh. Here's the other issue. We don't have a corner block. So I can't get it to work right. How this would be solved if there was a longer wedge corner. Well, I guess we have to decide. Do we want Claptrap to be flat in the front or flat in the back? Or, not back, flat in the front or flat on the side? I think I'm gonna go with side. I think I'm gonna have it flare out on the sides. And we'll just kind of relief the front or something. I'm not entirely sure. Also, apparently these are sticking into the ground. Whoops. Don't want to do that. Okay. Oh, I see. So let's go down a bit. Okay. This remix is good, but it's really distracting. I don't know, I don't like songs with lyrics in them. Especially like when most of the songs I'm listening to are like totally instrumental. It gets to me. It's mostly just really distracting. I always feel kind of bad about it. Also, seeing as everybody seems to want to know, the music we're listening to is ocr.rainwave.cc. It's OC Remix's like radio station. And that's like the only thing Bird and I listen to when we're streaming, just because it's copyright free ish. It's copyright free ish, and you know, generally the selection's pretty good, and if it's not, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so let's cut the back open. Probably have the hinge right here, based on that. So we've got the wheel well. I think that's the next thing I should work on. Actually, what we should probably do is we got a ton of these big wheels. Let's see which one we want to use. I think we have our winner right from the get-go. So it's a 9x5 combat wheel. I mean, the thing is, we've got like this thing. That's a little bit large, though it does actually look a little bit closer. So let's try the 15x7. Yeah, that actually... this looks really close to Claptrap wheel. Might still be too big, though. Yeah, it's just a little bit big. Let's go down one more. 13x6? The problem is we can't do 6, so we're going to have to do 15x7. Okay, let's put this on a lift very far away. Let's move the lift out if we want to get the tire in here. Realistically, I should do the tire last or have it as a separate system. I just want to see if this is the tire we want. We're just going to extend this down until it does. Thing's got a huge hitbox. So... it's a little big. Okay, let's try a 9x5 wheel. Yeah, actually, 13x5 seems to work pretty well. What's the highest point I can put it at? In here. Looks like right there. And one more. So right here? Surprised at how substantial of a hitbox it's supposed to have. Which is weird, because it's not what? You sure I can't put it a little bit higher than this? Okay, I can put it there. Put it there. Oh. Oh, it's this back part. Okay. We can get rid of that. Okay. Let's just expand here and let's see how far we can get the tire in. Looks like that far. Okay, that seems a bit on the reasonable side. You know, I realized the other way we could actually have the Claptrap shape work is if we actually had the front and the back rotate. Oh. This is going to take some finagling. Yeah, what I can actually do is have the faceplate and the, I can have this rotate out. It'll skew it a bit, though, which is kind of a bit frustrating. Also, what? Oh, I see. It's still that same issue. Okay, there we go. So we've got that set up. We're gonna need to figure out how to get it to rotate properly. Also, it's not quite the right setup, but that'll be okay. Yeah, this seems reasonable. You know, actually, it probably seems like I want to move it down one. Like there-ish? No, that's one too many. There? Yeah, that seems good. Okay, let's get this tire out of here. I'm probably just gonna cut this off for the time being. Is it staying stable? No, it's not. I was wondering about that. Okay. So let's put this here. And let's think. So we've got a pretty stable setup on this wheel. Well, we will, hopefully. Hopefully it'll give us that nice wide base so it doesn't tip so much. Because, I mean, the drum was good, but obviously it was a drum. Like, that's not exactly what any of us would call useful. Yeah, so I'm really tempted to have these rotate outwards to get closer to the claptrap shape. I'm just worried it's gonna break. And I'd rather just take a slight hit in visibility and like just relief it out or something. That's probably the best for the best. So let's just relief it out. When I say relief, I just mean like expand out the front a little bit. Give us like this nice thing. Okay. So it's something like it actually comes out here. What? Claptrap, you weird. Like that-ish. I'll throw in some extra ramps to make it look a little bit nicer. But that seems reasonable-ish. And this way it sticks out on the front just a little bit further. And I might do the same on the back, but still. Okay. So we've got that. We've got an eyeball thing. Now, I could actually have the eyeball flap, so, like, that all closes in. That might be a little bit too much. I don't know. I'll think about it. Should probably also delete the wheel. Yeah, let's delete the wheel. That'll bring it down a bit. We'll just leave that post as a marker, which seems to work great. Okay. I guess let's go back and rebuild the eye well first. No, it wasn't the small train wheel. It was this. Okay. Trying to remember which one of these I used. It's probably something like this. Okay, fit that there. Oh, wrong way. Yeah, that looks like, that looks pretty close to what I had. Okay, so let's give it a bit more space. It's not fully claptrappy, I will admit. Like, it doesn't look perfect, and it never will. But I'm mostly aiming for close enough here. Okay. So we want to go one more down? Oh. There we go. This kind of works. Let's try a 1x4 and then a 2x3. Because we kind of want it to bracket in a little bit. I guess I can build these to the side instead. So something like that. And then 1x4. Looks awful. Awful. Awkward. Awful. Yeah, words. It's... Like, the problem is it's got this, like, separate section, which I guess I could have it pop out a bit if I really wanted to. But honestly, I think we're just best if I do this. Like, there's a lot of relief on Claptrap that I don't think I'm going to be getting to. So instead, I'm just going to keep making do with what I got. Okay. So we got the wheel set up. We've got this, like, dumb-looking wheel well here, which ain't great. Let's put 2x3s in here. Do you want it there, or do we want to move it down a bit? moving it down a bit is the right choice here. Yeah, that looks nice. Does mean we're gonna have to get rid of this block, but that's okay. And this one, because it stands out, and we want the wheel well to look relatively wheel welly. So I might fit some more in there, or cut out a lot of the interiors. I don't know. Hard to say. Let's see. Of course, we're also gonna have to fit the wheel in. So next up, we've got. There's like kind of a panel and then a thing that goes above. Interesting question. I will actually get rid of these. We'll go back to the 1x4s. And I know I just spent like a ton of time. I really wish there was a 1x5 actually. We're gonna do something like that, and then that. And then we're gonna close this off. We probably want to bring that down by one more. Okay, 1x4s. Okay, there's a 1. There's a 2. So we do that. Just because we needed a little bit more space. Honestly, this kind of works. So there's an eye flap. Which is kind of amusing, actually. Okay, let's bring this sucker down. So, eye flap actually is going to be... There's definitely a new block for this. Wing block. Let's see how big a wing block is. You know, that's almost perfect. Oh, you know what? No. I bet this works better. Oh, wrong direction. So hard reaching my bearings. Also, why is my bearing blue? That's a mod. Okay. There we go. And then what I do is I just connect a ton of these together. Okay, cool. And then when we take it off the lift, it flaps down. Those are too long. Well, that's fine. At least we have like a basic plan here. What I might do is actually do like a 1x2 ramp and just have like a regular block or something. I just cut off the eye plate. All of it, whatever. Okay. Yes, let's do 1x2 ramps. We've got those, right? Because this way we can have... No, yeah, we do want to do that, actually. This way I can have it remote emote if I need to, but only if I need to. Okay, so let's get the eyes back in here. Or the eye. Yeah, that seems reasonable enough. And we can get the next set of flaps. So if I put that there, and I'll have to rotate it up just by a little bit. It's still a little bit on the cumbersome side. I kind of wish maybe I do just do the 1x2 across the board here. Let's try that. I know I keep reinventing this setup here, but it's important to me or something. Okay. Yeah, that seems nice enough. It's small, it's innocuous, it doesn't like stand out too much, which is pretty close to what it was. Okay. And then it'll have to flip down and stuff. But you know what? This is gonna take a while. I'm just gonna tell you guys that now. Like, building one of these things properly is not a fast endeavor. So this might actually take quite a couple of episodes to get done. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode of Scrap Mechanic. Wander builds the WanderTrap. I don't know. And as always, thanks for watching.